Hi, welcome back to the Honoriest Latina Ever. Today's topic was going to be on Trump again, but then I turned on Fox News and it was much to do about nothing. All they can come up with today was his tweets and the media thinking he's insane, and it was just like same old thing. So I just decided to change the topic. The reason that people are having issues with Mr. Trump is because he is eliminating the media. Say we eliminate lots of jobs, and we do this by various methods. What if we eliminated the media? What if we didn't need them and we could just go straight to social media and just talk straight to the people? Wouldn't that be wonderful? So they're in fear of losing their jobs, and they ought to be because they're incompetent. So if you think about it, if their gossip wasn't relevant, if their lies and things weren't believed, and if people just stopped tuning into them and just simply went straight to the source, it would probably be a dangerous thing. With that said, there's lots of dangerous things, and that's the topic of today. I rarely do public appearances. I've kind of been somewhat of a recluse. And this one event caught my eye. It was on sex trafficking. And it is actually a problem here in this country. You heard about it being a global thing. And it's kind of ironic because we just really didn't know much about it. Unless one has personal experiences with it, you probably wouldn't even know it existed at all. So little has been said about it until most recent years. So with that said, there's this little awareness on it. You're going to talk about it and how it's a problem. But people in leadership have known that it's been a problem for quite some time, and some of them chose to do absolutely nothing. One of the greatest leaders ever was a governor out of Oregon who actually, because of an activist calling him hysterically, made it an issue and brought awareness to it. And it was wonderful. I was able to sit in on the hearings, and as I would leave, the security would come up and ask me my opinion on things, and the governor would like to know, what would you like to do differently? What I would like to do differently would be to head it off at the very earliest stages at the border, instead of allowing these girls to be tortured for years and years and years and years here in this country. And by the time we find them, they're already prostituting themselves on the streets, and they stay in it because they know nothing else. I would like to head it off in these third world countries where it's coming from, because the poverty is so bad in these places that people just not even like unknowingly thinking they want a better life for their kids will give these children up to these really bad criminals, thinking they're coming to America for opportunity when they're coming to America simply to be exploited. So anyway, it's a big thing. You think that some of these kids were kidnapped or just taken. A lot of these kids were sold by their own families to these horrible people because they were in so much poverty, and that's a problem. It's not a problem, I guess, to fix the world's global poverty, but it is our responsibility to stop these bad guys from even being able to profit from this and making this a crime if you're a grown adult having sex with little girls. That simply isn't okay, no matter what country you come from. So we have a lot of royals that are involved with saving animals and saving certain things, and many of them would overlook, the bestiality of raping little girls from ages 4 to 10 to have sex with grown men. I think it's criminal. I think it's disgusting, and there's a special place in hell for these men, but there's also a special place here as well. And thank God I'm not a royal, you guys, because the guillotine would be in huge use. They would be beheaded. I would go back to the corporal punishment where, you wouldn't be chopping off their penises, but we would be beheading anybody raping and having sex with little girls. I think that's horrible. Little boys as well. Children aren't put on this earth to be used in that kind of fashion. I think it's very cruel when adults do horrible things. These men are monsters. And some of them are very prominent individuals, and we will find you. Better watch out. We will find you. And when we do, you will pay a consequence. And that's simply that. I don't think that anybody on this earth should ever get away with harming a child. And I really get angry when I see these people out there advocating for these stupid things that are dying off because of environmental factors. Because we know if things were supposed to stay forever, we'd still have dinosaurs roaming the earth. But anyway, they would go out there and advocate for these lost causes and raise so much money and awareness, and yet do nothing to help a starving child, and do nothing to help children being sex trafficked into the country for sex, you know. And I never thought in a million years that that was a actual business, but it is. And it's very profitable, and it wouldn't be if we made it a crime. And unfortunately, we have had our hands tied with this issue because it's a huge underground thing. There's very prominent people involved in this right now. And to expose this whole sex trafficking trade would be bringing down some very, very wealthy people and putting them behind bars. And so Lord knows we can't possibly do that, right? But I think sometimes we have to do what's right for the children. And maybe that's just the Pollyanna D here speaking, but a lot of people that thought that and didn't really stay around too long, like Princess Grace Kelly, which she had a car accident, kind of like the one I had. With that said, I would like to continue to do the work for the people, not for the cover-ups and for the profit and for the money. And I think sometimes when you do work for the people, you have to go out on a limb, and this is a very worthwhile cause. So you guys get yourself familiar with this problem, write to your senators, really find a good organization that helps these girls and really helps bring the awareness to this. But really it has to come from us making a lot of noise about it, because things don't get addressed when we keep quiet. Just this simply won't happen. And you guys have a great day, and God bless.